Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. It's Perry here, and we're going to go ahead and do an update today, and it's going to be just a brief one. Not a lot to really report here since last time we did a video. Things are just continuing to move along, continuing to stamp out these dinos. They're still lingering around in the system, but you know me, I'm not going to give up on carbon bacteria dosing, so while I could have probably suspended those and been long past the dinos, I will continue the course, realizing that we are in a break-in period with this reef. And I was kind of talking about it with Matt the other day about the idea of the rock sort of going through another cycle, and how this rock came to him, and majority of it was from my old system, and it was in his sump. Full of nitrates and phosphates, of which he rendered over the 6-month period that I was out of the hobby. And then as this re-entered my system, of course it brought nitrate and phosphate, because while he did a tremendous job of neutralizing that from his system and pulling it out of this rock, considering the rock was in the sump and it had no photosynthetic opportunities, as soon as I began putting light on the rock, of course there was going to start to be some sort of foulness that took place. We had a little bit of a dino experience ensue, and things have been a little bit, I don't know, like cranky as far as that goes on the reef. But if you look at the corals, and we will, you'll notice that there's really nothing to be terribly upset about. So I think what's happening is the carbon and bacteria dosing are definitely pulling laden nutrients from the rock. If you have ever studied the Zeovit guide as far as the manual, I have, and I still kind of know it like the back of my hand as a sort of not a Bible, but you know, more of a kind of a way of leading myself through the carbon bacteria programs throughout the years, despite it not being always Zeovit. A lot of the principles do carry over from one type of system to another. At any rate, what I believe we are experiencing is like if you were to convert to from a standard system to an aquaforest type system or a Zeovit system, it's what is referred to as the break-in. And so we are moving past the break-in. Slowly things are starting to move out of the system. I'm starting to see a lot more balance, a lot more marine algae take place and grab hold of surfaces. I'm starting to see the rock going through, like I said, a cleansing, a cycling, if you will, and corals are really starting to pop. So let's get some close-ups, and again, you're going to see some stuff that doesn't look so desirable, but you know, bear with me, we'll get there. So let's move on to more of a front view type, and as you can see, while there are some nuisances over the reef, looking at the overflow, I can see a little bit of webs, you know, dino webs on the plastics mainly. So what I have seen is a lot of it moving from the sand, out of the sand, off the rock, and more on the plastics at this point. So that is a good sign of things really starting to settle in. And I have done another lighting increase since the last video, and so we are probably about, I'd say, between 75 to 85% of where the lighting will be once I hit all the target desired numbers. And again, it's going to be based on what I believe these corals can handle, what they can take. But to give you an idea, I would imagine I'm probably on almost every level of the structure, somewhere between probably 400 and 500, 550 par, going towards the upper part of the reef structure. So I probably will continue to push a little bit harder. and emphasize more of the white light moving forward. So I pretty much have met like the peak of my blue at 80%. I don't think I want to go beyond 80% on the royal blue, at least not until I pick up the whites a little bit. Currently I've landed on, and again, this is the Reef breeder, so the design of the percentages and the way the app works is definitely different than that of the AIs or the Ecotechs, but you know, you're just going to have to make those considerations when you work out, I guess, kind of how I'm setting my settings and building my schedule. At any rate, the peak right now is at 24% on white, 18% on red and green, and cool blue and UV at 65%. And again, 80% peak on royal. So from a reef breeder's world, given that the light is only, about 16 inches above the waterline, the depth is only 12, I'm probably well beyond where I should be as far as what they would recommend on a mixed reef, for example. But considering it's an acro reef and considering the corals came from a very high par scenario and mat system, they definitely can take it. They've been used to taking it, and quite frankly, the more light I give them, the better they're looking. So we can, maybe we can get in on a few of them. You know, keep in mind, I guess we're right around 2 months that the system has been running, and you know, I couldn't even be more pleased than just to say that my corals are living. So the fact that I'm getting colors, you know, that's just, I guess, you know, icing on the cake, if you will. Hold on one second, and we're going to move to some top downs. Why not? And again, you're going to see some hair developing, which that is a sign that the dinos are also leaving.
All right, so you know me, I am not shy and I am not hesitant to go right in on a coral. This is the Vivid's Confetti. I've disabled the pump so we can really analyze the polyps here, but holy shit, man. I haven't really taken the time to look at this coral like this. Wow. All right, so I guess you're with me and you can see like what I'm looking at with these a little bit of tangerine type polyps in certain places. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the sort of like this turquoise pearl that's happening. That off color right there is a broken branch that's healing. So that was a piece that's just snapped off when I was clumsy with the battle brush. But yeah, what an outstanding piece. And again, this is a 60-day-old system. So obviously I'm over the moon with keeping corals at this point. You can see the incrustation. The coral has based itself onto the rock, and if you look around the rest of the rock, you can see that marine coralline type algae that's starting to take hold. So wow, what a pretty coral, huh? Okay, now we're going to go on to the CC Pink highlighter. And as you can see, another highly desirable, tenuous piece. And really, I haven't taken the time to look at this piece either. So I'm seeing it went towards kind of that turquoise color that it wants to go to. At least in my old system, coming from Matt's system, it was really it was showing a lot more pink. But it's still maintaining the pink around the around the axial corallites, which is awesome, with that pink around the tuliping part, and then the polyps, you know, they could definitely be looking better, but to see that tiny little bit of yellow on the inner part of the axial corallite, but where the lead polyp is coming out, that's pretty significant. So real pretty coral. I can't wait to see this one grow out, y'all. Okay, you know what that one is. That's the Sexy Corals Orange Passion. And see if we can just kind of cruise that coral a little bit and get a better angle, but it's hard for me to keep it in focus, so I apologize. Let's try that again. I think it wants to stay right around there. It'll stay in focus. Look at, wow, look at the polyps. There we go. I think we're pretty locked on to that one. But yeah, you can see just the colors are really coming along. I'm really stoked. Certain corals are really popping. How about this one, y'all? The TGC Red Wing Millie. It is doing some really weird things here. As you can see, it's taken on some other colors which are not typically the coloration of this coral is really crazy red, and it's keeping some red in the base. As you can see, it's definitely still red, but look at this green and yellow rainbowing effect taking place on the encrust line and then towards the tips of the coral. And you can see that dino strand to the right of it, like that little cluster wanting to hang on. But yeah, that piece is insane. Speaking of insane, this is gonna be something crazy special, and like Matt really told me it was gonna definitely be something crazy special, but it is coming along. So we're gonna be keeping an eye on this one, but you can see there is some serious potential in this coral. This is a Millie, and I believe he said it was a wild one, so let's brace ourselves for that one. Best one I can get of Mr. Neutron. Just such a tough angle to get. I've got another phone that I can use that works better with this top down, but I think we can get the general idea now. Definitely not getting close to the potential, but outstanding color. You know, I'm going to be looking forward to this one. This is the Neutron and Mr. Neutron from Battle Corals. And this one has a lot of potential, but I don't think I'm going to get what I can get out of it until it encrusts down. So it's kind of wanting to do this really nice saturated yellow. And I'm not here to complain, guys. The polyps are kind of shut down because I shut down the flow in the system. But at any rate, yeah, the flow's kicking back on, so maybe the polyps will start waving again. But yeah, Battle Corals Mr. Neutron still looking really killer. Love that piece. All right, so this is my piece here. This is the purple snow, and yeah, look, it's turning a trick. So that was like co-joining right there in the center of frags, and you can see the way the tissue's coming together, and you can see the off coloring, and then this electric like greenish electric color is filling the base. That's going to come back out. That's going to pull back out. We're going to start seeing that come way back out, and this coral will go really pearl if I can hit it with the right amount of light. And so as you can see, the purple polyps on this make this piece for my system and covering the primary colors. This one is an outstanding piece to add like complexity to the system, particularly when you're limited on choices. Old school Greg Hiller's Aquamarine Jewel. Again, you can see that underlying color basing out. That gives you a sign, guys, like when you're observing corals, that is telling you that you are about to get a color shift, a really good one. That electric color underneath means that there's some really good color trends heading this way of this coral. Just like the purple snow, getting that sort of that electric hue underneath it. It's letting you know it's like that green fluorescent pigment and the base building of the color of the coral is coming back. So the color down, basically, that's a sign that we're coming back. All right. And I told Matt, watch out. This is a scary one here. It is going to be the one that I told him that we're going to need to really keep a sharp eye on this piece. He has it, and he gave it to me, and I am flipping stoked. Look at this tenuous, guys. Look at the fat polyps. We were talking about the other day. I said, dude, this thing has polyps that need to go on a diet, dude. I'm like, they are so plump. Look at the plumpness of those polyps. This is the Matt V Cookie Monster, and I am the proud papa of this piece right here. Wow, when we talk about potential, I hadn't looked at this coral in a minute. As you can see, I'm kind of like really loving. I'm seeing some purple, some green, some blue. Oh my gosh, these colors are very exciting. All right, speaking of exciting, the RMF Psychoberry, and I could have sworn I was seeing some sort of golden or like tangerine-ish type polyps on it the other day. I could be wrong, but either way, again, another one showing that it's about to do something pretty interesting with color. I think that's pretty much. There's a couple more pieces in here, but that's pretty much where we're going to stop right there.
Okay, so we're wrapping it up, and I know I started off the video saying if I said it was gonna be a quick video. Yeah, 16 minutes right now, and it's anything but a quick video. But I hope you geeked out with me this morning. It is one of those acro type mornings, and I'm definitely getting my my acro nerd geek on. Thanks for joining me.